Hi, Saltillo fam. Today I've got some core work for you and some back work to strengthen our posterior. We'll get started with a fourfold breath. I've been experimenting with box breathing, which is just inhaling for the same amount of time as you exhale, and then we'll retain both the inhale and the exhale for a count of 4. So the pace is going to be inhale for 4, pause for a count of 4, exhale for 4, retain the exhale for a count of 4. If you have a breathing practice and you can rock out like 5 or 6 counts, you're more than welcome to do that. But 4 is a really good number to start with. And we'll go ahead and do 7 rounds of box breathing to help get us into more of the parasympathetic nervous system. And then we'll do some strengthening for our back and our abs. So you'll come to the most comfortable seat for you. I'm going to take half lotus, but you can take full lotus if you're open, or sitting on the knees is also really nice. It helps keep the spine nice and tall. We'll take the shoulders, pick them up, draw them all the way to the ears, get really tense, and we'll exhale, just bring those shoulders all the way down. Soften the gaze or completely close the eyes. Let's just start to tune into the body, take inventory of where your breath is at in the current moment. Root down through the tailbone, grow nice and tall through the crown of the head, and find some stillness here. Soften the mouth, soften the brow. On our next inhale, we'll start to take the breath down nice and low, filling up the space right at the navel center. We'll inhale for a count of 4. As you count, feel the belly expand, feel the lungs start to expand in all directions, and the chest kind of floats towards the chin just a little bit. Once you're nice and full, we'll pause for 4. And slowly, with control, start to exhale for a count of 4. You'll remain empty for 4. And you'll begin again. Inhale for 4. Pause. Exhale. Pause for 4. Inhale, begin again. We'll take 4 more rounds for a total of 7. I'm going to stop cueing that counting so you can get used to your own pace and your own rhythm. Last one. You'll start to rest in your full yogic breath, breathing in and out through the nose. Inhale, reach the arms above the head. Let's go ahead and interlace all 10 fingers, flipping the palm. We'll just stretch side to side. You can lift the gaze if that feels comfortable, opening up the throat. Or you can just look straight ahead. 2 more rocks on each side, maybe coming a little bit further each time. We'll inhale, reach all the way up to center. Exhale, we'll bring the arms down by our side. Let's come to our back and massage out our low back before we start doing some core work. You can take the knees side to side or squeeze your knees really tight into the chest and really press your lumbar spine into the mat. If it feels good, you can take your knees in little circles in both directions. Just take 5 rounds of breath here with the intention of warming up that low back. We're going to take our legs straight up into the air. We'll bring our legs together and point through the toes. We're going to bring our hands behind our head. And all we're going to do is lift our shoulder blades up away from the mat. Keep your elbows out wide. And just feel your core, your midline start to engage as you do this. Maybe take the legs just a little bit further away from you and lift a little bit more the shoulders away from the mat. Stay here and breathe. We'll be here for 5 breaths. Make sure that it's your core lifting you and not your neck. Maybe take the legs just a little bit lower, the shoulders just a little bit higher away from the mat. Exhale, we'll bring everything down. Knees can come into the chest. Let's take a few Appanasanas or vital air pose, as they say. You'll inhale, press the knees away from you. Low back is heavy. Exhale, you'll get nice and empty as you squeeze the knees in. Inhale, you'll press the knees away. Exhale. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, knees press away. Exhale. We'll bring the legs straight up into the air one more time. Point through your toes. Hands will come behind the head. On your inhale, you'll float the shoulder blades away from the mat. Feel that midline start to engage. And we'll start to work on bringing our legs just further away from us as we keep lifting and squeezing our core. Stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Let's bring our feet to the mat. Knees will be hip distance apart. And we'll just windshield wipe the knees all the way over to our left. Inhale to center. And then we'll flip them all the way over to our right. We'll do that one more time. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale to center. And exhale to your right. Inhale, you'll bring it in. We're going to bring both knees in alignment with our hips. We're going to interlace all 10 fingers and stretch our arms all the way over to our left. So you're really extending the arms and peeling the shoulder blades up away from the mat. You're going to extend your right leg, hover it 6 inches from the mat. When you do this, you should start to feel your right obliques and the right side of your core engage. Inhale, take our leg up, bring the knee in towards you, and we'll exhale, kick away. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're halfway there. 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. We'll inhale, reach your arms above the head. Woo! And maybe windshield wipe the knees. Or just enjoy really stretching out the arms above the head and getting more of a front body stretch. Let's take a few breaths to reset, and then we'll rock out the left side. Knees in alignment with our hip creases to begin. Keep hollowing out your belly. I forgot to cue that at the very beginning of practice, but you don't want any of that space between your back and the mat. Try to eliminate it as much as possible. You're going to keep your feet nice and active. We'll release all 10 fingers, releasing your index. We'll stretch our arms all the way over to our right. When you're ready, you'll kick through your left heel, hover the left leg 6 inches from the mat. Then you'll inhale, bring that guy back in. Keep moving with your breath. That's 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. Inhale, arms above the head. We'll take our knees side to side. Let's start to rock and roll up and down the length of the spine. Maybe guide the pits of your knees. Our hands can support you by grounding next to your hips. We'll just do this a few times. And then swing our legs around, come to tabletop. Let's rock out some cat-cows. It's going to feel really good after that nice core work to stretch the front of the body in a deeper way. So as always, find your solid foundation, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Spread through all 10 fingers. You're going to internally rotate those elbows so the eyes of your elbows face forward. You'll inhale, drop the belly, squeeze the shoulders, enjoy that nice front body stretch. Exhale, tuck the chin, get nice and empty as you press through the hands. Inhale, belly softens, squeeze the shoulders. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, we're going to come to center. We're going to start walking our hands towards the front of the mat. Now we'll re-stack our shoulders, so we're creating a little bit more length. We're going to pop our hips up for high plank. So squeeze your core in towards your spine. We're stacking our ankles over our toes. Pressing into our hands, finding length in the crown of the head. All we're going to do is stay here and breathe. On your exhale, you're going to slowly come all the way to the belly. We're going to take our fingertips out. I'm sorry, y'all. My brain is a little fried. We're going to walk our hands out, tenting onto our fingertips and grounding our forehead to begin. We're going to squeeze the legs together, press through the tops of the feet and the quads. We'll inhale, float the chest up. Stay here and breathe. So you're pulling your elbows towards your hips and squeezing your shoulders together. When you do that, you should start to feel activation in your mid-spine, and that's what we want. Exhale, we're gonna float our left cheek to the mat, relax the arms, maybe even create a little pillow out of the palms. 3 deep breaths here. Focus on bringing that nice movement to the spine with just using your breath. We'll do that one more time. We're gonna find a wider stance with the hands. We're gonna come onto the fingertips, squeeze the legs together. We'll inhale, float the chest away from the mat, pull the elbows back towards your hips, squeeze your shoulders together, and breathe. Exhale, nice and slow. You'll float all the way back down to the mat. Right cheek will find the mat. Relax the legs, relax the arms. 3 deep breaths here. We're going to press our hands into the mat. Go ahead and walk your palms a little bit past your chest. We're going to squeeze our arms in towards us. Elbows are reaching down towards our hips, shoulders away from the ears. We're going to tuck our toes under. We're going to count to 5 to get ourselves up to back to plank. So you'll start to tighten your body. You'll inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, press it all the way through for 5. Stay here and breathe. Last 2 breaths here. Keep pressing the mat away from you. Feel those shoulders engage. We'll bring our knees to the mat. All we're going to do is slide our hips back and take a child's pose. Let's open up the palms and ground the forehead. 3 deep breaths here. We'll bring our palms touching the mat. Inhale, we're going to roll forward. Let's take our right foot, bring it to our hands. We'll inhale, come up for low lunge. We're going to start out with a little bit of a boxy lunge. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, we're going to open twist to our right. Inhale, back to center. Keep pressing through your feet. Exhale. Inhale to center. Exhale. We're going to stay here and breathe. When you're ready, you're going to start to slide your hips forward. So deeper bend in the front knee. And if you want to exalt to your low lunge, you're going to bring your right palm to your left thigh or calf or even heel. Lift your left palm up and reach all the way back. Inhale, you'll come up. Exhale, you're going to frame your right foot. We're going to start to slide our hips back. We're not coming totally into half splits. We're just trying to open up our hamstring. So we're going to float our toes up, melt our hips back, maybe bow the forehead. Inhale, we're going to bring our hips forward. So we're coming out of that more box lunge. We're finding a deeper hip flexor stretch here. So deeper front bend in the front knee as you slide your hips forward, and then find that length in the spine. Exhale to open up that hamstring. And we'll bring it back. Take 3 deep breaths here in your low lunge. We'll slide the hips back to get the hands flat on the floor. Go ahead and bring your right leg back to meet your left. We'll open our bird knees wide this time. Big toes are coming together. We're just going to bring our hips all the way back for a child's pose, opening the hips. You can flip your palms if you want to. Just take 3 deep breaths here. Palms will come back to the mat. We're going to come back to our tabletop. We'll take our left foot, bring it in between the hands. Find your little boxy lunge first. Now press through the feet, press through the top of the right foot. Inhale to rise. Exhale to open up to your left. Inhale, find center. Exhale, open and twist. Inhale. Exhale. From here, we're going to start to guide our hips forward. So taking a deeper bend in the front knee. Maybe slide the foot forward if that's more comfortable for you. We're going to exalt our low lunge. Left palm is going to find your right thigh. Reach up and back. Breathe. Press through your legs, press through your feet to get yourself up and out nice and safe. We're going to frame our left foot. We'll start to slide our hips back, bringing the toes up towards the ceiling and then bowing the head if you can. Stay here for 3 breaths. The intention here really is to open up our hamstring. Mine are uber tight today, so this is a bit of a challenge. Nice and slow, we're going to inhale, bring our hips forward, find our low lunge, take 3 deep breaths here, find that tall spine. Exhale, we'll come back to that half splits. Float back, find our low lunge, 3 deep breaths here. Maybe come back to your little boxy lunge to get your hands to the mat. We'll just slide our left leg back. We'll walk our palms towards the front of our mat, walk our knees back a few steps, tuck the toes under, press through the hands, and we'll find a down dog. Pedal out your feet. After those little half splits, your hamstring should be a little bit more open. Hopefully, we'll take 3 deep breaths here. I'm gonna start to take little baby steps all the way to the hands, but if you wanna hop, you can. We'll take a forward fold here, taking opposite elbows and allowing that upper body to be nice and heavy, relaxed. Maybe shake the head gently, yes and no, a few times, or find a bit of a sway. We'll inhale, lengthen halfway. We're going to squeeze those shoulders onto the back, really engage your core here, stretching through the top of the head. You should feel your back engaged. That's what we want here. Exhale, we're going to fold it forward. On our inhale, we're going to slowly roll up vertebra by vertebra, just like a little rag doll hanging out nice and loose. Then we'll stack the head over the heart, very relaxed. Roll those shoulders onto the back. We'll take our feet hip distance apart if they're not already there. We're going to inhale, take the arms high, and we'll interlace all 10 fingers, releasing our index fingers. So get nice and grounded through your feet, nice and tall through your spine. We're going to exhale, start to sit into a chair, but we're going to bring our belly parallel to our thighs, weight is still in the heels. There's still a tuck in the tailbone as you reach forward, almost like someone's pulling you by your forearms. We'll take 3 more deep breaths here. Exhale if you can. We're going to sit all the way down and maybe transition all the way to a low boat. If you don't have a smooth transition, that's totally fine. Here we're going to do some core work. We're going to do this in steps. So we're going to hold on to our knees first. Just get used to having that nice tall spine and boat with our shoulders back and our chest nice and open. Allow your gaze to be up. Your body's going to naturally follow where your gaze is. So if you're looking down, you're going to have a tendency to like hunch over, and that's the opposite of what we want. So we're going to squeeze those legs, press through the tops of the feet, and maybe start to let go. If you find that you're losing integrity in your posture, then go ahead and keep holding on. Take 5 deep breaths here. Exhale, we're going to bring our feet all the way down to the mat. Go ahead and butterfly your knees open. We're going to come into butterfly, stretching out our low back. So we'll slide our heels nice and close, tight towards our groin. Squeeze our feet, pull up to the crown of your head, and then start to melt your upper body towards your feet or towards the mat. If you have flexibility, you can start to press your elbows into your knees as you guide yourself closer and closer towards the mat. Here you want to keep your spine tall so you get that nice stretch in your low back. If you round your spine, you're really not going to feel it that much. So it's better if you keep the integrity in your spine all the way through instead of trying to get your chest to the floor. Inhale, we'll stretch up. We're going to come back to boat. This time, we're going to try and straighten our legs. So we'll squeeze our legs together. Start here for 2 breaths. Find your solid foundation. And start to let go. And start to straighten one leg at a time. And we'll be here for 5 breaths. Last one. Exhale nice and slow. We'll come back to our butterfly. I'm going to take a wider angle this time. You're more than welcome to come back to your same. But this time I'm going to round my spine just a little bit and breathe. Inhale, we'll press all the way up. We're going to do one more round of boat variation. This time we're going to do dynamic core work. So if you need a modification, you're more than welcome to keep your knees bent and your hands grounded and just work on bringing knees to chest and really squeezing your knees into the chest as you keep your spine tall. The full expression of this looks like straightening out your legs. I like to put my hands here to begin. We'll lower our legs, then bring them up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew. It's also killer for your hip flexors. We'll press through our hands, walk our knees back, and inhale, take our hips high for downward facing dog. From here, we're going to start to do downward dog push-ups. If you need a mod, you can always do these on your knees. Keep a bit of an incline in your spine. It's just like you're in down dog, so your head's in between your forearms. And you'll just work on taking your elbows out wide. Your spine or your core is engaged the entire time. Full expression looks like this. I'm going to press through those hands. Ooh, my mat's slippery. You'll exhale, bend into the elbows, keep your core engaged and your spine tall as you kind of lower your forehead towards the mat. You'll that's 1. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last one, this is 10. We'll bring our knees to the mat if they're not already there. We're going to slide our palms as close to the front of the mat as we can get them. We'll keep our hips high and melt our chest down for puppy dog pose. Keep your fingers tented so you get nice and underneath your shoulders. We'll take 4 deep breaths here. We'll bring our palms flat to the mat, tuck our toes under, and start to take little steps all the way to the front of the mat. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Really squeeze the shoulders. Feel the back engage. Stretch through the crown of the head. Take 3 deep breaths here. Exhale, you'll fold. Inhale, roll up, vertebra by vertebra. And exhale, let it go. We're going to take a step back with our left foot. All 10 toes are going to step or face forward. 2 heels on the ground. We're going to come into pyramid pose. We'll inhale, reach the arms up. Find that length in the spine. Hips are squared to the front of the mat. On your exhale, we're going to start reaching forward like you have a block. Make sure you keep drawing that right hip back. 2 hips in one line. And we're going to pause about halfway down. So you want to keep that length in the spine here. Engage your core. Breathe. Melt your shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, we'll find a fold over the right leg. We're going to round our spine, tuck our chin towards the chest. Maybe our forehead finds our knee. We'll inhale, lengthen halfway, grab some air. We're going to bend into both knees, nice and gentle. See if you can get your hands to the mat. We'll step back, find our high plank. We'll internally rotate our elbows. And exhale nice and slow for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Belly to the floor. We're going to take our legs hip distance apart and bend into our knees. Activate your feet. We're going to reach our arms back, tops of the hands touching the floor. On an inhale, you're going to float your chest away from the mat. So just squeeze your shoulders together and reach your palms towards your feet. We're not quite coming into bow pose yet. We're just lifting, strengthening the back, then reaching towards our heels. 2 more breaths here. Exhale, float everything down, look to one side, find your little hand pillow. We'll do that one more time. This time we're going to find a full bow pose. So keep your legs hip distance apart. We're going to bend into our knees. This time we're going to bring our heels close towards our glutes. We're going to reach back and grab the tops of our feet. See if you can bring all 5 fingers together. On your inhale, you're going to start kicking into the hands as you lift the chest away from the mat. Keep squeezing the shoulders together. Continuously kick into your hands. Lift your chest, lift your gaze. Feel your glutes engaged. 2 more breaths here. Exhale, we'll slowly melt everything down. Relax, look to the opposite side, and breathe. We'll walk our palms to the sides of our chest and then walk them back just a touch further. Squeeze the legs together. We'll inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Press all the way through. Exhale into our down dog. Inhale, find your toes. Exhale, bend into the knees. Take little steps, or you can hop to your hands. Inhale, we'll lengthen. 3 breaths here. Squeeze the shoulders together. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Feel the back body engage. And then this time we'll just reach out, pressing through the feet. Exhale, hands will come into prayer over the heart. We'll take our right foot back this time, left foot forward. All 10 toes are facing the front edge of your mat. Square off your hips to the front edge. We'll inhale, reach the arms up. Stretch back through the thumbs. Find that nice tall spine. We'll exhale, start to reach forward. Make sure you're sliding that left hip back. Oh man, I'm kind of backward. You'll keep reaching forward and pause halfway through. So here the point is to really keep your core engaged and find that back strengthening. Shoulders away from the ears, feel your lats start to engage when you do that. Breathe. Exhale, you'll start to fold forward. Tuck the chin towards the chest. And you try and melt your forehead towards your knee. Take 2 more deep breaths here. Inhale, you'll lengthen halfway. We're going to bend into both knees and slide our left knee back. We'll just swing our legs around, come back to the middle of our mat. Let's work out 10 more reps of those boat pose crunches, I guess. So remember your mod looks like this. Nice and slow, just keeping the spine tall. Full extension looks like this. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We'll come all the way down to our back. We'll bring our knees together. Feet are going to come out wide. We're just going to place our hands on the belly. Melt your low back into the mat. Take 3 deep breaths here. We'll start to float the knees into the chest. We'll open up our knees as wide as the shoulders. Kick our feet up towards the ceiling, and then reach for the outsides of our feet. We'll start to peel our legs open just a little bit more. Think about your tailbone being magnetized. That's how engaged you want it with the mat as you continuously guide your legs open. Take 4 deep breaths here. back to center. You'll relax your legs out in front. You'll open up the arms, relax the palms down by your side. Shoulders come away from your ears. Allow yourself to feel that support from the earth below you. And allow your face, your body to be soft. Thank you for those who tuned in. I hope everybody has an amazing week. I'll see you next time. And as always, namaste.